Welcome back to etlqalabs. Today we will talk about the router transformation. Yesterday we covered basic of ETL, what is the purpose of ETL, and then we covered one of the, we also saw a couple of ETL tools in the market, and finally we decided that we will go ahead and we will try to learn the Informatica as part of ETL tool, right, which is very popular in the market. And then at the end, we have seen the one of the transformation called filter transformation that we have seen, and we have also uh, tried to see the case study related to that and how the filter transformation works, right, in ETL. Today, we will talk about the router transformation. So let's cover the agenda quickly, and then we will see how what is this router transformation all about, right? So agenda for today is we will cover the router transformation and where do we use this router transformation? What is the scenario? That's where we are going to use the router transformation. Difference between filter and the router transformation. Then we will see how the ETL job is designed and try to understand. Okay. And then finally, the core part of it, the testing aspect, right? What are the things that we need to test if there is a router transformation involved as part of your ETL job design? Okay. So this is the agenda. So let's quickly go back to you know the understanding first, right? What is router and what is filter and how it is different, right? So let me go back. All right, guys. So recap from the previous session. Yesterday we have seen that how the filter transformation works, right? So what we have, yesterday what we tried to understand, we had employee table, and we had tried to filter the records, which was all the records, except the department number 40, right? That is what we have seen yesterday. Today, what we are going to see is the router transformation that I will discuss later. So, as part of filter transformation, what we do is we actually see that, for example, in this case, if I am trying to filter the students which are only for mechanical branch, right? So my target table, which is this one, right? It will only have the data related to mechanical branch, right? Rest of the data for, let's say, other branch, computer science, electrical and other branches, that will be filtered out, which means that will not be available in this particular target table because those are filtered. So this is how the nature of the filter transformation, right? And that we also know that in SQL we use the where clause, right? So in where clause, whatever we are specified, that only will be carried forward to here, right? So this is the filter transformation. Now, if we might need, we might have a need wherein we want the data, separate tables. I need the separate table for each of the department, right? For example, I need for mechanical, I want for computer, I want for electrical in a separate table in my target array, right? So in the filter transformation, what is happening is actually rest of the data is getting discarded for other branches except mechanical in this case, right? So in that case, we have to put actually multiple filter transformation, right? So in that case, we might have to design something like this again, right? For example, if I need another table here, so for example, if I need, again, I have student table, right? Which is again having data. If I need a computer science student, and then here I need to have student CSC table. All right. So what I have to do is I have to use one more filter here, right? Similarly, if I need for electrical engineer, then electrical engineering, then again I have to design one more job. So it will be again, altogether uh, different filter transformation that I have to use in order to accomplish it, which is really not very good solution, right? Because there might be the cases, there will be a scenario wherein I need, I don't want, the data to be filtered out. Rather, I want to store in a separate places based on certain group, right? That's where the router transformation comes very handy, right? And that is the whole purpose of using the router transformation, right? So let me just show you one picture that I have drawn before this, right? So here, so before that I have shown you filter transformation. We have to use multiple filter transformation here, right? In this case, using a single router transformation will be able to redirect the data based on your department, right? Like this you can. So all the data is coming for all the branches here, and it is coming to router transformation, and router transformation is actually routing the data based on a particular value, right? Particular value of a branch, right? So for computer science, it will store in computer science table, and electrical, mechanical, electrical, and then the data which is not matching to any of this, I would like to obviously, store into some default table, right? So this will be the by default nature, which means in filter transformation, what we have done is we are actually discarding some data, which means that is active transformation, right? Wherein the input data and the output data, right? Here, input data, let's say I'm getting 100 records here, 100 records. Probably it will have only 40 records, right? Rest 60 records will be discarded, right? But in case of router transformation, we are not actually discarding any, right? So for example, I hope you are understanding, right? So for example, 100 record I'm getting here. I might get 10 record here. I might get 20 here, and I might get 30 here, right? How much is remaining is the 40 records, right? 40 which are not matching any of this branches, right? That will be coming to here in default, right? So you are actually not losing any kind of data, any of the records. So that is why it is called passive transformation, right? This is called passive transformation. So those who are not able to understand what I'm talking about active and passive transformation, please go and watch my tutorial on first video that is related to filter transformation. I have covered all the concepts there. So you will be able to understand what I'm talking. All right, guys. So this is how the router transformation works, right? Now I think you are able to understand what is the purpose of router transformation, right? Now let's go back to the mapping or the job that I have created, right? So I have created it because I do not want to, waste the time here. So this is very easy that I have designed it. If you really need to understand how it is designed and how to work in this Informatica, I can obviously create a separate video. Please feel free to comment over there, whatever you feel that you need to understand. But for now, just try to understand that, right? So what I'm doing is I have taken the student table here, and obviously when you import the data from student table, it will come along with your source qualifier, right? So by default, this two will come. So source qualifier basically is the transformation that is that integration service try to reach the data from the source, right, which is from this table. So this is how it is, and then it is redirected to router transformation. So what I'm doing is so if you see this router transformation, so there are multiple groups that I have created because I want the data into based on my branches, right? So I have created a group computer engineering, electrical engineering, mechanical engineering, and then I'm filtering the data based on branch. So when I'm saying branch equal to computer science engineering, then it will go here. Electrical engineering, it will go to this particular table, and then mechanical. A default will be going to this particular table. Okay. All right, guys. So this is how this router transformation is designed. Okay. So we have to code all these things. We have to create the groups, and then based on that, after that, you are actually see the computer engineering is getting stored into student underscore computer table. They are the target table. Okay. I have created all this blank target table. I will show you after, before running and after running, right? And there is also table that I have created student underscore default. All right. So let's go to database, and I will show you, right, what is there in student and what is there in this particular specific student table from specific branches, right? So let me go there. So guys, let me show you what is there in student table. Student table, which is the source table, in this case here, right? This table. So what is coming in the source table? We have total 14 records, and we have the data for 3 records for mechanical, 3 for computer science, and 3 for electrical engineering, 2 for chemical engineering, and remaining do not have any branches, right? Which means the computer science branch should have 3, electrical should have 3, and mechanical should have 3. All right, and the remaining are not defined here, right? So we have not created any group. So rest of the records, for example, chemical and having no branch, all this data will be redirected to the default. All right. So how many will be there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 records will be coming here. Okay. Now let me just show you that we do not have any data in the target table for now, and we will see once we run the mapping, then we'll come to know. So when I say Mac, sorry guys, student Mac, student Mac. So you see here there is no record in any of this target table, right? So I do not see any record in this mechanical or computer or electrical. Let me see the default also. Default also should not have anything. Default table which does not match any of the criteria. So nothing is there, right? Now let me try to run this and see that whether the data is populated from source, right? So 14 records in a student table, and ideally this should have 3, 3, 3, and 5, right? All of this. So let me go to workflow manager. Here it is, right? So I have already created the session and workflow. Now let me run it and we will see the date. Let's go to monitor and see whether it started running. Okay, it came right. So now it's trying to run. Alright guys. So I have tried to run it, tried to test it before. So that's why you can see it succeeded right before also. And then I have deleted the data from the target table, right? So, but now I have deleted everything. Now it should populate with the data once this session gets completed, right? So this workflow workflow is a job, right? So workflow, when you created a workflow, which means it's basically running your transformation, mapping, etc. All of them, right? So it's taking a bit of time. Let's wait. I think try to see it. All right, guys. Let me see why it is failed. See. Okay. So why it is failed? Update not supported. Update not supported. All right, because looks like in session we have bulk mode on. I think I should have. All right. Okay. Bulk mode on. No, right here. Let me see. Normal. Okay, this is bulk. Maybe I should try to put it normal only. Probably. This might be the problem, but let me try to run it again and see. 1 second, guys. So let's see whether it is picked up. Try to rerun. Yeah, let's see. No, I think it's still running. So let's see if this time it's getting succeeded. See guys, these are also very important as part of your ETL, right? So when you are handed over with the environment, and then you will be asked to, test it, you have to run the job, right? You have to run the job and you have to make sure, the job is succeeded and then data is loaded into target table, right? So this is also part of your job as part of your ETL testing, right? So you have to run the job. Um Obviously, developer will tell which job and all. You have to run it and you have to ensure the data is loaded, and you also have to sometime investigate why the failure, right? So now I think it is succeeded. So let me go back and check whether data is loaded. So we have this, all right? No, I think, see, we got 4 record already data loaded, right? As I said, electrical, I'm expecting 3 records. Sorry guys, I think I have, why did I say 8 all the time? All right, so this is electrical and this is, I will just try, I think previous query is little problem. Instead of star, I put in, okay, then you have mechanical, okay. So you see guys, the data is redirected to the required tables, right? So what I have done is there is no filter here. It is just redirection of the data to the different table based on certain rules that we have set it, right? So based on the branch, it has redirected the data, right? And so if you see that all the if you include all of them, right, it is going to be 14 records, right? And that is what we are actually getting from, if you see from HR depth, this is my source schema, and then I say student, right? The 14 records again, sorry, thanks. All right, 14 records I got it here, right? So this is how we have to ensure the data is loaded. All right, now going back to my presentation, right? So we are done until here, right? We are done with running the job and loading the data, etc. Now, what about testing, right? So as part of testing, we have to ensure that the database objects are having the appropriate data type and data size. I think this I have explained in my previous video, the tutorial one video. So if you do not understand how to what to check and how to check, you have to refer that particular video and try to understand. If you still have any doubt, let me know in the comment section. I can try to cover once again. Okay. Second thing is verifying the transformation rule, right? Transformation rule that I have shown you, that what all the things to be checked. So what exactly we have to do is as part of the transformation. So this transformation is router transformation, and we have to check it whether the groups encoding whatever we have done in the mapping. You have to literally go and check in the mapping that we have created, right? That I have shown you sometime before. Okay, so that is what I mean to say the transformation rule, right? Again, I have explained these two topics very clearly in my previous video, so please watch it. And the third thing that we are going to do the data centric testing, right? So these are the 3 different kind of testing that we have to do as part of ETL, right? That I explained in the previous video as well. So let's go to what exactly we have to do as part of data test centric testing, right? So because this strategy will change, okay, for the third thing, data centric testing based on your transformation, right? So first thing what we are going to do is we are going to try to see whether the record counts are matching, right, based on our rule. So let's go back and see whether record counts are matching or not. So for example, what I have done is in my source where, say, I have said where branch equal to, for example, mechanical engineering. I'll just try to see. Uh, all right. So I will just try to get count. All right. So this is for mechanical engineering. The count is 3, and then again I will try to see whether my target table is also having the same count or not. Right. So here it is easy. We got 3 records, but you might have records in millions. Then it will be difficult for you, right? So that is the reason you have to use this count checks, right? So let me go to this target schema, and then I have to go to the respective table. We again got how many? We have got 3 records, right? This is how you have to check for each and every transformation rule that we have created here, right? So for example, they're the groups, right? So we have to check for computer science, electrical, mechanical, and also rest of them will be for the default one. So you have to ensure that the counts are also matching between source and target. All right. So in source you have to give in the where clause, you have to put this filter condition, right? Then only you will come to know. So this count should be matching exactly. Right, there should not be any differentiation because this is a passive transformation, right? There is no filtration happening, right? The second check that we are going to do is we are going to ensure that the minus query is perfectly running. All right. So when I say minus query will ensure that the data size and data type everything is fine because there is no truncation, and number of records are also we are expecting the same. That we are actually doing it here as well, but there we are checking more on the data column and data size, right? So let me try to take this query little properly. I think I need to copy it. Okay guys, so let's and go and try to run this query here again. I don't know, some problem. What is happening? Let me, all right, copy. I don't know, something happening here. Okay, let's try to. I don't know, guys, but let me try to type in. Let me remove this. Probably I need to just close some of the windows. Maybe I'll come to know. Okay. Okay. Let's see. No, it's not working. Anyway, let me type it. Okay. Select what exactly I want to. Okay, I can take it from here. In fact, okay. So as part of minus query, I would like to do, source minus targets and minus target minus source, right? So for example, I want to run the minus query for mechanical engineering students, right? Then what I would do is I will just say here student ID, then semester, and then branch. Okay, same thing I'm going to do it here. Okay, and then I will say here minus. I'll just same columns, right, guys? So I'll say minus. Okay, minus. What I will do is I will do, since this is in different schema, so I will do underscore Mac, right? No rows selected here, right? Which means whatever rows we are getting in here, same rows, right? Here also, which means our result is working fine. Similarly, we have to use it for computer science and other rest of the branches as well, right? And you have to make sure you are putting the right target table here, right? So this is one way. Other one is this one we are doing it source minus target, right? Other way also you can do target minus source, right? That's it. So that also should be coming as no row selected. All right. So for example, I will show you maybe second. Okay, guys. So for example, if I would like to say here as a default, I think obviously the results will not match. See, you will get something. You see here, what it is saying is for mechanical engineering, we have got the three records as part of this, but actually we are trying to minus it from the records which are part of default, right? That is the reason it is saying these are the extra record, right? So this is how it will give you the, if there is any issue with loading the record and number of records, even if the records are not completely loaded. Let's say this particular branch is coming, mechanical and engineering is not coming, only mechanical is coming, then also it will give you the this particular result, which means there is something problem. You should ideally get no rows selected when you are running the minus queries, right? So this you have to do source minus target and target minus source both. Okay, guys. So I think this is what I had to cover as part of router transformation, and then I think this is really helping you to understand the ETL testing bit, right? And guys, bear in mind that you have to watch from starting to two to one to start. You have to start from tutorial one. Otherwise, you will lose lot of concepts here. Okay, so that is the reason. You know, I was insisting you to watch it from start. Then you will be able to understand, right? So, all right, guys, I think this is what I had to cover today as part of router transformation. And see you next time with the next video. Until then, happy learning. Okay, thank you.